everyone. Today I want to talk about one of the shocking events of 2026. The US capture of Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro. We all heard the news earlier this month, but recently President Donald Trump revealed a detail that sounds like it comes from a science fiction movie. He claimed that US military used a secret new weapon to win this battle without firing a single shot. He called this weapon the Discombobulator. Yes, that is a real name he used. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to explain what happened on that night in Caracas and what this mysterious about Discombobulator technology actually is and what it felt like for the people on the ground. We will also cover how they capture Maduro and what is happening now with Venezuelan oil. Let's dive into the story of Operation Absolute Resolve. For years, the US government had tension with Nicolás Maduro. They accused him of drug trafficking and running a criminal organization called the Cartel of the Suns. After months of warning, President Trump gave the order to go in and get him. The mission was Operation Absolute Resolve. It was just a team small team. Report says over 150 aircraft were involved across the region to protect the mission. But the main action happened at a heavily guarded military fortress in the center of Caracas, the capital city of Venezuela. This is where Maduro and his wife and Celia Flores were staying. This fortress was supposed to be impenetrable. It was protected by Russian and Chinese missile systems. These are some of the most advanced air defense systems in the world. Normally, if US helicopters tried to fly near them, they would be shot down immediately. But on this night, something strange happened. US helicopters and special forces flew straight into the heart of the city, and the Venezuelan defenses did nothing. They were silent. This brings us the most important question. Why didn't they shoot? Simple. Come on, let's see that. In a recent interview, the New York Post, President Trump explained why the US forces were safe. He said they had Russian and Chinese rockets and they never got one off. We came in, they pressed the button and nothing worked. They were all set for us. What? Basically, the US used a secret electronic weapon that fried or jammed all the enemy technology instantly. What is a discombobulator? Well, discombobulator might be a nickname Trump uses. Experts believe he is talking about a high power microwave weapon or a sophisticated electronic warfare system. Imagine an invisible beam of energy that hits a building. It doesn't blow the building up like a bomb. Instead, it fries every computer chip, every radar, and every electrical circuit inside. The soldier presses the fire button on their missile launches. Nothing happens. The radar screens go black. The lights go out. Radio communications stops. Trump said, I am not allowed to talk about it. But he confirmed this device rendered the entire defense system useless. This is a huge deal because it showed the world that American tech could shut down Russian and Chinese tech with the flip of a switch, like flip flop, on off. It wasn't just the machine that felt this weapon. The people on the ground felt it too. And their stories of terrifying. Reports from Venezuelan guards who are protecting Maduro describe a nightmare scenario. They didn't see bullets or explosions. Instead, they felt an invisible force. One guard told the media, suddenly all our radar systems shut down without explanations. Then I felt like my head was exploding from the inside. Witness reported intense sound waves, a loud, painful ringing in their ears, and nausea and dizziness. Soldiers couldn't stand up. They fell to the ground, vomiting. Nosebleeds. Many got started bleeding from their noses uncontrollably. This sounds exactly like a Havana syndrome, a mysterious illness that has affected the US spies in the past. Now it looks like the US military might have weaponized this technology. By making the gods sick and dizzy, the US special forces could land and grab Maduro and leave without getting into a big gunfight. Because of this weapon, the operation was a success with zero American casualties. He was captured, put on a plane, and flown to the United States. He is currently being held in a federal jail in Brooklyn, which is New York, awaiting trial for narco terrorism and drug trafficking. Back in Venezuela, things are changing fast. A new interim government has taken over, led by Delcy Rodriguez, the former vice president. Surprisingly, President Trump said the US has a great relationship with this new leadership. But there is one more thing, the oil. The Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world. In the same interview, President Trump was very, very clear about the US intentions. He said about Venezuela's oil tankers, we take the oil. The US is now processing Venezuelan oil in refineries in Houston. Trump stated this is part of a plan to rebuild Venezuela's industry. But it also means the US now has a significant control over that region's resource. What? Yeah, US has full control over that resource. This event has changed history. It proved that in modern warfare, you don't always need to bombs to win. Sometimes you just need discombobulate the to enemy's button so they don't work. Thank you for listening.